Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the award ceremony for the Fairfield Regional History Day contest. My name is Rebecca Tabor. I'm the state coordinator for Connecticut History Day, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's award ceremony. So to start off with, we are going to enjoy the national anthem performed by our state troubadour of 2019, Nikita Waller.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Nikita, for the beautiful music. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to today's award ceremony. I'd like to start by congratulating the students who participated in the Fairfield contest. The last few years have not been easy ones, so we congratulate all of you on persevering and completing a project to enter into the contest. We'd also like to thank all of the teachers who guided students through the History Day experience, and we'd like to thank all of the judges, both here in Connecticut and from across the country, who joined in judging this virtual contest. We couldn't do it without you. As you may know, Connecticut History Day is one of 58 affiliates of the National History Day program. In Connecticut, the program is managed by the organization that I work for, the Connecticut Democracy Center. We work in partnership and receive major funding from our friends at Connecticut Humanities, and it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jason Mancini, who is the Executive Director of Connecticut Humanities.
Welcome to the award ceremony for Connecticut History Day. I'm Dr. Jason Mancini, and I'm the Executive Director at Connecticut Humanities. On behalf of my Board of Directors and staff, I congratulate all of the History Day participants and award winners. Connecticut Humanities loves Connecticut History Day, so much that we've recently invested more funding in our partnership so that more kids in more Connecticut communities can participate. The founding legislation for the National Endowment for the Humanities states that democracy demands wisdom. Indeed, it does. It also demands that we be able to discuss our thoughts and ideas, even if we don't agree. The theme of History Day this year, Debate and Diplomacy in History, Successes, Failures, Consequences, is urgently needed as our nation and our world learn to navigate some of the most pressing issues of our time. As participants in this program, you have learned about how others in history have overcome obstacles, found ways to compromise, had successes or made mistakes, and learned from the challenges. One day, in the not too distant future, you will be our leaders and our decision makers. What lessons have you learned that will make our world, our democracy, better, stronger, and more resilient? At Connecticut Humanities, we applaud you for the work you're doing as part of Connecticut History Day. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Mancini, for your welcome. It's now my pleasure to introduce a number of our elected officials, including the Lieutenant Governor of our state, with their congratulations.
I'm Susan Weissowitz, Lieutenant Governor of Connecticut. I'm so happy to be able to speak to you on this special and important occasion. On behalf of Governor Lamont and me, we'd like to wish everyone a happy Connecticut History Day. I also want to extend my most heartfelt congratulations to our state's History Day participants. I know that for all the students here today, this project took months of work and dedication. Regardless of who advances on to the state contest, you should all be proud of yourselves and what you have accomplished. Even for those who do not advance forward, Connecticut history has so much to offer. Today marks a day of historical exploration and creative expression for many students. This is truly an example of a time where the journey matters just as much, if not more, than the destination. By that, I'm referencing how it is impressive to see so many middle and high school students eager to learn about our history and engage in research and scholarship. This program allows students and teachers to come together from all over the state, as well as museums and scholars, to support young people contributing to learning and history. It's exciting to see students share what they're passionate about while extending their range of interests and teaching others to analyze history. History allows us to have a better understanding of the world. Through it, we learn how past societies, governments, ideologies, and cultures developed. We can also analyze how they may have operated and changed over time. History informs us about our past, world, and life while shedding light on both the future and the present. Through this program, students can become more well-rounded people by understanding historical identities, learning from past mistakes, and being inspired to change the world for the better. For example, a personal role model of mine is someone from Connecticut's history, our state's first elected female governor, Agresser. The history of the world and where we live helps us paint a detailed picture of where we stand today. Historical figures we admire can also inspire us to dream bigger and to achieve our goals. I hope you will continue your work with history. We need your great ideas to keep us moving forward. Good luck to those participating in the regional contest, and thank you to the Connecticut Democracy Center for hosting this program. Happy Connecticut History Day.
Hi, History Day participants. I'm State Representative Kristen McCarthy-Vahey from Fairfield, and I'm thrilled that all of you are participating in this year's event. You know how important history is to both our present and our future. Continue to study, to learn, to explore, and be curious. And take those lessons you've learned and those projects that you've done and spread the word and let your friends and family know. Thanks for being part of this great event, and I hope you'll continue to do so in the future.
Hi, everyone. This is State Representative Laura Devlin, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you and congratulate you for the incredible work that you have put forth to participate in this year's Connecticut History Day. It is such an incredible feat that you have come this far, and the work that you've put in is really just admirable. I wish you all the best of luck, and congratulations again.
Hi, I'm State Senator Tony Hwang. I want to extend the warmest congratulations to all the students, teachers, and supportive parents and caregivers on Fairfield's History Day. All of you have done such a tremendous job. There are no losers, only winners in participating in this, in celebrating the rich history of Connecticut. And we're here at the state capitol, which is the embodiment of the People's Building and full of history. And in fact, I'm standing in front of the statue of Prudence Crandall, who's the state heroine of Connecticut. She started an all-women's school for African-American women to be able to obtain an education. A forerunner, the challenges she's endured, but that is the strength and the incredible pride that we can learn from history to present day. And you taking part in this program and learning about how history can shape the way we think and move forward on policy is bringing history alive. So that is one of the most important things I want to emphasize. One, obviously to congratulate you, but also to share with you that history is a lesson for all of us, and that in learning about history, we can be better participants in the democracy and the state that we live in. Thank you very much, and again, thank you all for participating, and we love history.
Thank you for those messages. One of the best parts of my job is I get to work with a team of very talented regional coordinators. And the regional coordinator I'm about to introduce is one who is well known to many of you because Mr. Andre is everywhere. He does an amazing number of workshops. And so getting to work with Tony Andre is a real pleasure in my job. And we cannot do the job we do without him. And he's just grown the Fairfield region from a tiny little region to a big one. So it's my pleasure to introduce Tony to say a few words.
Thank you, Rebecca. And thank you to all of you who have persevered this year and produced your projects, many for the first time in a time that's been most difficult. So we appreciate that. There are 450 of you who did that this year to continue to make Fairfield County really proud to be a member of Connecticut History Day. So I turn it back to Rebecca as we get to the part of the program that you really want to know about.
That's right. Well, Mr. Andre is going to be doing most of the announcing because I'm fighting a cold, as you might have heard. But to start off with, we will get started with the awards. I do want to do just one thing, and that's to apologize to anyone whose name we mispronounce, whether it's the students, your title, or a teacher. We're doing our best with with pronunciations. The other thing I'd like to mention is that anyone whose name who's called today, anyone who finishes in the top 3 is eligible for the state contest, and we'll be sending information out afterwards. So to start with, let's start with papers. For junior papers, In third place, the project is The Anti-Income Tax Rally of 1991 by Sahil Vora, a student at Bedford Middle School with the teacher Alexis Owing. In second place, the project is How Should We Handle Aggressor Nations by Owen Babersky, another student at Bedford Middle School with Miss Owing. And in first place, the project is The Holocaust on Trial, a debate between Deborah Lipstadt and David Irving by Blake Carlson. Blake also was a student with Miss Owing at Bedford Middle School. Moving on to senior papers. In third place, the project is The Tragedy of Vietnam, Tragic Resolutions of the Nuclear Weapon Debates with Diplomacy by Sarah Berry. Sarah is a student at the Academy of Information Technology in Stanford, and her teacher is Claude Moretz. In second place, the project is Diplomacy in the Global Eradication of Smallpox, the Ramifications of the 1958 World Health Conference by Amelia Swetzer. Amelia is a student at P-Tech Norwalk, and her teacher is Brian Kirby. In first place, from one of our new schools, the project is To Peking for Peace, How Daring Diplomacy Transformed Sino-American Relations by Jackson Fells. Jackson is a student at Brunswick School, and the teacher is Stephen Mendez. And I'm going to let Tony take over with our next categories.
Thank you, Rebecca. We're going to move on now to junior group documentary. In third place, the project is Government Neglect, the AIDS Epidemic. The students are Adelaide Reynolds, Julia Girardi, Lydia Yusi, and Brandon Liev. And they are students at West Rocks Middle School, and their teacher is Janine Mooland. Second place, Debate of War on Terror. And the students are Makayla Joyce and Greta Radecki at Nathan Hale Middle School in Norwalk, and their teacher is Brian Kirby. In first place, The Tripolitan War, a calculated decision or a lucky gamble. And the students are Payton Severs and Stephanie Sanborn from Shelton Intermediate School, and the teacher is Robert Monaco. When I go on to senior group documentaries. In third place, James Brown, a civil rights musical diplomat, debates, successes, failures and consequences. The students are Paige Miller, Emma Shore, and Carly McGarry, and they are students at Westport's Staples High School, and the teacher is Drew Coyne. In second place, the project is Voice of America, Radio and Broadcast in American Foreign Policy. And the students are Avery Imp, Sophie Yeager, Hannah Klingbeil, Charles Andrew Miranda, and Katya Michaels. And they are students at Greenwich High School, and the teachers Karen Boyer. In first place, Victory, Trade, and Betrayal, Nixon's Visit to China. The students are Maxim Pitterberg and Curtis Sullivan, and they are students at Staples High School in Westport, and the teachers Kelly Zorenda. We move now on to the junior individual documentary. In third place, The Olympic Dream. The student is Jaden Castagna, and they are she is a student at Scott Ridge Middle School in Ridgefield, and the teacher is teachers are Mr. Broderick and Ms. Kowalczyk. Second place, World Peace is One Flight Away, How the Creation of the Peace Corps Changed the World. And it's a project by Isabella Kibbe at West Rocks Middle School in Norwalk, and the teachers, Janine Moulin. And in first place, the Merritt Parkway, Debating Its Way Through History. Student is Kayla Linder from West Rocks Middle School in Norwalk, and the teacher is Janine Moulin. We now move on to senior individual documentary. Hubertus, the Patterson-Kehoe lead debate, a key to ensuring a more sustainable future. Angela Hubertus, New Canaan, Greenwich Academy, and the teacher is Stephen Mendez. In second place, Fall of the Berlin Wall by Saya Trahanas from Brunswick School in Greenwich, Connecticut, and the teacher is Nicole Jin Aji. First place, Peru versus Yale, Cultural Property Debate by student is Grace Sullivan from Brunswick School in Greenwich, and the teacher is Brian Hoffman. Now we go to junior group performance. In third place, project titled The Document That Changed America. Students are Allison Morales, Kimberly Garcia, Natalie Garcia Aguilar, and Jasmine Diaz. They're students at Ponus Ridge Middle School, and the teacher is Jennifer Nealon. In second place, The Story of Claire Booth Luce, a musical comedy. The students are Valeria Adamenia, Ava Taduni, and Riley Prescott at Shelton Intermediate School. Teacher is Lisa Burden. In first place, The Bombing of Pearl Harbor. Gianna Bertel and Ainsley Wickender are the students, and they're from Columbus Magnet School in Norwalk, and the teacher is Alyssa Melankowski. We now go to senior group performance. First place, the 1980 Olympic boycott. The students are James Lynch, Michael Contino, and Sam Barsanti from the Brunswick School. The teacher is Nicole Jin Aji. Our next category, moving right along, is junior individual performance. First place, Prohibition Era in Connecticut. Joey Vasquez from Coleytown Middle School in Westport. Teacher is Steve Cerny. Senior individual performance. In first place, Otto von Bismarck, Germany's creator and its killer. From Elizabeth Steves, Trumbull High School, and the teacher is Andrea Kresmer. Junior group exhibit. In third place, Engel versus Vitali, redefining religion in our schools. The students are Xavier Miles, Ian Mills, Steve Charles, Roy Rock, and Emmy Anderson. They're from Nathan Hale Middle School in Norwalk, and the teacher is Brian Kirby. In second place, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Diplomatic Dilemma. The students are Anna Kvaschuk, Olivia Papadopoulos, Marianne Joy Montegro, and Daniel Guo. They're from Nathan Hale Middle School in Norwalk, and the teacher is Brian Kirby. And in first place, One-Sided Debate, the Treaty of Dancing Rabbit Creek, and how the Choctaw Nation was manipulated into diplomacy. The students are Zara Saliba, Uma Chowdhury, and Jonathan Dobbin-Smith. They're from Bedford Middle School in Westport, and the teacher is Gabrielle Thomas. We're now moving on to senior group exhibit. In third place, Dr. Ralph Bunch, Debate and Diplomacy in the Partition of Israel, Successes, Failures, and Consequences. The students are Daphne Merritt and Anya Nair, and they're students at Westport's Staples High School, and the teacher is Drew Coyne. In second place, the Debate and Diplomacy of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act regarding Native American economic improvements, successes, failures, and consequences. The students are Lucy Nivode, Isabella Revelle, and Kaya Law, and they're from Staples High School, Westport, and the teacher is Drew Coyne. And in first place, also from Staples High School, Cold War Debate, Diplomacy, and the Creation of the Polio Vaccine, Successes, Failures, and Consequences. The students are Talia Versano, Annika Reddy, and Tessa Tobias, and the teacher is Drew Coyne. Now on to junior individual exhibits. In third place, population control or personal choice. The student is Vishal Bhaskar, and from Scotts Ridge Middle School in Ridgefield, teachers are Thomas Broderick and Makayla Kowalczyk. Second place, conflict in the cabinet, the debate on joining the French Revolution. The student is Michelle Wu from West Rocks Middle School, and the teacher is Janine Mouland. And in first place, the Greensboro sit-in, many faces of diplomacy. The students, Mulsi Mani Sundarajan, and from Bedford Middle School, and the teacher is Alexis Owing. Senior individual exhibit. In third place, Black America, Racism in America's Abortion Debate and the Diplomatic Consequences. The student is Iva Rademan from Staples High School in Westport, and the teacher is Kelly Zarenda. In second place, the Canadian Caper. The student, Benjamin Rim, Staples High School in Westport, and the teacher is Drew Coyne. In first place, Angry Days, 1939 to 1941. Should the U.S. enter World War II? The student is Dagny Dahl from Staples High School in Westport, and the teacher is Kelly Zarenda. Now we go to junior group websites. Third place, Violence Against Women Act. The students are Leo Roach and Soleil Dennebaum from Coleytown Middle School, and the teacher is Steve Cerny. In second place, Surrender of the Japanese Empire, and the students are Alex Cahaley, John Mello, and Samson Viner. And they're from Bedford Middle School in Westport, and the teacher is Alexis Owing. And in first place, World War II, the debate over the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The students are Owen Wood, Lucas Senator, Ayush Rudra, and Aidan Wang. Excuse me. They're from Coleytown Middle School, and the teacher is Steve Cerny. Excuse me. And we're now on to senior group websites. In third place, The Journey of Roe versus Wade, Why Abortion is a Never-Ending Debate. Students are Catherine Hassel and Adela Ardrey, from Staples High School in Westport, and the teacher is Nell Ann Lynch. In second place, the U.S.-Soviet Cultural Agreement of 1958, Successes, Failures, and Consequences of Soviet and American Diplomacy. The students are Tessa Castle, Jolie Geffen, and Elise Eisenberger. They're from Staples High School in Westport, and the teacher is Drew Coyne. In first place, the Panther 21, Debate, Diplomacy, Successes and Failures and Consequences. Maya Freeman and Scarlett Gerber are the students. They're from Staples High School in Westport, and their teacher is Drew Coyne. And now we're concluding with the website category, Junior Individual Website. Third place, The Most Hated Treaty in History by Sebastian Utomo from Scott Ridge Middle School in Ridgefield, Connecticut, from, excuse me, and his teachers are Broderick and Kowalczyk. Second place, The World on Edge, The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, Joseph Velasco, also from Scott Ridge Middle School with the same teachers, Mr. Broderick and Ms. Kowalczyk. In first place, The Panama Canal, 99 Years of Diplomacy. To make this a trifecta, Madeline McCartan, they're from Scott Ridge Middle School in Ridgefield with Mr. Broderick and Ms. Kowalczyk. Finally, Senior Individual Website. In third place, The Cuban Missile Crisis, How Debate and Diplomacy Saved the World. Matthew Delman, Staples High School, Westport, Nell Ann Lynch, teacher. Second place, Minamata's Fight for Justice, How Japan's failed debate and response sparked local and global change. Student is Lucia Wang from Staples High School in Westport, and the teacher is Kelly Zarenda. And in first place, also from Staples High School, From Dictatorship to Democracy, the Peaceful End of the Apartheid Era. Student is Samantha Shelton, and the teacher is Nell Ann Lynch. Congratulations to all those winners.
Thank you so much, Tony. We're so proud of all of the students for your achievements. Those whose name we called, you are invited to the state contest, and we will be sending out information shortly through email with information on how you complete your registration for the state contest. I would encourage you to take the judges' comments and improve your projects. Mr. Andre is happy to work with you on that task. We will be getting all of the awards out to everyone, all of the medals out to everyone. And if you did not win this at this juncture, just keep in mind that Fairfield was one of the largest contests that we've ever had, almost 500 people. So the fact that you completed a project is a real achievement. We're proud of all of our students. Congratulations to all of you. And we're going to end today's award ceremony with another song from Nikita Waller. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great afternoon.
There'll be some hard times. Just promise that you won't give up. If it takes all day, hold on. You'll get close to an answer. There'll be some long nights that you cry yourself to sleep. You just gotta be strong. Hang on in there. You'll get close to an answer. And I know that I've been blessed. Heart beating in my chest. A feeling that I can't express. I'm grateful. Celebrate. Celebrate. I'm happy that I have another day. Celebrate. Celebrate. And nothing's gonna take my joy from me. Celebrate, celebrate. I'm happy that I have another day. Trouble don't last always. The sun will pass you by. Let your heart be free. Reach for me and we'll get through this together. Life can open many doors. You don't have to never be scared. I know a couple closed before, there's a million more. One day you'll get in. Oh, and I know that I've been blessed. Heart beating in my chest. A feeling that I can't express. I'm grateful. Celebrate. Celebrate. I'm happy that I have another day. Celebrate, celebrate. And nothing's gonna take my joy from me. Celebrate, celebrate. I'm happy that I have another day. Celebrate. This song is for us to stay strong. This song is for us to hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This song is for us to stay strong. This song is for us to hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.